Welcome to this week's edition of Book Chat. I wanted to talk to you today about a change maker in modern times. I always like when we can find stories that tell people's stories. And so this story is not written by the person that it's about, but it tells a really important story that I think we as Canadians need to know and that we can't lose awareness about. So the book is called Shannen and the Dream School, and it's by Janet Wilson. It tells the story of Shannen and the advocacy that she was involved in her own community. So we talk a lot on this channel, it seems, about people using their voice and finding their voice and telling their story. So Shannen was inspired by the conditions around her. So she lived in a remote community called Attawapaskat, and it's an Indigenous community that had a lot of problems with their school, and she knew that not every Canadian experienced school this way, and she wanted to know why it was okay for her community to experience schools that had horrible conditions when kids in other parts of Canada and Ontario especially got to go to these nice schools with walls and heating and running water and clean water and all of those things that you would expect in a school in Ontario. So her story is extremely inspirational, and it takes place, she's about 13 when she's really into the advocacy for her community. And so that's the thing that I like most about this book. It's not about someone who is a grown-up who has set out for years and years and years with a goal of making a difference. It's about a child who recognizes that her voice is a tool that can be used for change. She jumps in and starts getting things done, and her story is just an amazing story to read. So I would really recommend that you check this book out. It's an inspiring story. It makes us all kind of take a look, first of all, at the things that we take for granted if we live in communities where the conditions are pretty good. But it also makes us take a look at how we use our own voice, and are we recognizing that our voice has power, and are we using our voice to advocate for change for those around us who might not have those experiences. So I highly recommend checking this book out, and I cannot wait to talk to you next Monday for next week's book. Have a great week, everybody.